You're listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. Hi, I'm Francine.
And I'm Carrie.
We're two best friends who can't stop talking, usually about Disney stuff.
Sometimes we have fascinating guests, and sometimes it's just us, but it's always positive and fun.
We're happy to have you join our chat. Thanks for listening, and let's get started. Hi, Carrie.
Hello, pal.
How are you?
I'm good. Where are ya?
I'm in Walt Disney World. At the time of this recording, I'm in Walt Disney World.
Yay!
Yay!
Your return.
My return. Oh my gosh,
return to
Carrie.
the magic.
And it's been so sweet to be. It's so sweet to be home because it's been a while. The last time I was here was with you in December.
Right. Yeah, that's quite a few months.
Yeah.
Should have had a couple, like at least one trip in between.
Exactly. Well, not like some people.
Stop. I haven't been there, have I? I went to Disneyland.
No, but you came here with your aunts.
Oh yeah. January. That was so close to that one though. That's
Oh, so that doesn't count. So see how this works with Carrie?
December, January, kind of the same month.
Who's counting? It's funny. I asked a question when I posted the podcast about the things you need to do before you go to your first trip to Walt Disney World, and your aunt commented, "Go with your travel agent."
Oh, good grief!
I love it.
That is funny.
Love it. Well, because you're like the perfect tour guide.
I tried.
See, that's like a whole career, Carrie. You could people could pay for you to take them on vacation.
Right.
Start your own adventure company.
So then I never have a vacation of my own. I just bring everybody else on their vacations.
Well, you don't like to vacation on your own anyway. So see, it's a win-win.
I suppose, but that's not really what I meant.
No.
Anyways, but you're on vacation and that's all that matters right now.
I am. And hopefully I sound okay. I've got my ear bud thingies in. It's hard working on a laptop when you have a big screen at home.
Impossible almost.
Oh my goodness. Like my glasses are just not strong enough for the little screens.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're just so used to it.
So I've got like my earbud thingies in and I'm holding the mic, so hopefully it's okay.
It'll be. So we're going to do a little bit of a trip report, or part one of a trip report.
Part one of a trip report, because I guess now I've been here almost a week. Nice. Almost a week. It's 6 days since I arrived. And yeah, it feels good to be home. Flight was fine. I flew Air Canada, Carrie. Yay! Although I was lost again in the terminal because it's been so long since I've flown Air Canada that I was like, wait a minute, where do I go with my bag? Like I couldn't remember what I was doing. But then, once I dropped off my bag, it was fine. And with my new suitcase, so my new suitcase survived. It's got some scratches already, but whatever. I expected that. That's what happens. The only thing is, like I told you, it's this pliable material. So I have bought a couple mugs since I've been here. So I'm a little bit nervous about them. Because
I'm sure they'll be fine.
I'm sure they will, but
no one's going to jump on your luggage, right?
I hope not. You never know, Carrie. You see what they do to these luggage when they throw them in the back. You never know. So
with your air tag, will you see it? Like if it goes up in the air and does like a loop, will it show up on the air tag graph or chart or whatever you look at?
Not quite.
Oh.
But yeah, I did. I didn't pay for seat selection or anything. I just winged it. 24 hours before I did my check-in, I picked my seat. It was a full flight, which was funny because they were like telling everybody, we have to check your carry-on, check your carry-on, check your carry-on. We don't have room. And you know me, I wait till the very end, right? Well, I was in the last boarding group anyway, but I think I was the second last passenger to get on the plane. There was room above my seat.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
I guess it's just easier for them to because it would delay, like if there wasn't room and they've got to put them, they've got to either squish them in and move about, or they have to take some off and put them, or whatever, put them under the belly at that point. Like I guess they just.
Yeah. So that was good. It was an uneventful flight for sure.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Uneventful's good.
uneventful's good. I did do Mears Connect.
Oh, nice. Did you do okay?
So yeah, because you know me, I usually do the Ubers or Lyfts. And funny, don't let me forget, my Lyft driver picked me up in a Jaguar last night. You kind of feel weird tipping her $2 on an $8 ride when she's driving a Jag. But anyway, it was a lovely car. So I normally do like Lyft or Uber from the airport, but this time I thought, no, let's try the Mears Connect. Well, so it's in the same spot as where Magical Express was.
I know. I was just going to say that. Yeah, I have. I did it. I did it with my mom and my aunts when we arrived. We did it. And for me, because we flew Air Transat, our bags came down on the opposite side. So like we went down to we went over to the Magical Express side, and then I was like, I think I've done something. Well, first off, I wouldn't have made them go all the way over to the other side to get the bags and come back. I probably would have picked my aunt and said, let's go get the bags and come back. But we went over to the other side. I sat them down, and then I went to go look for the bags. So like they were waiting for me. They thought I got lost. They thought I left them. Maybe we left them there and went to Disney without them. And then finally I came back. I got a cart. And that's the thing, I didn't have anything with me. So like I found like a cart or a wheelchair or something and like threw all the bags on it and then came back and found them. But then even at that point, like the long walk to the Mears Express is like, I forgot about that.
Oh, it's a long walk. And yeah, like it looks identical. It's the lines are all set up exactly the same. It's exactly the same.
It's the same service.
So you had like a big bus, like a regular Magical Express. So I did not.
Nice.
So I walked up and checked in, and they told me what line to get into. And I literally walked right up, and there was a guy standing there. He goes, "Where are you going?" I said, "Oh, Key West." And he said, "Okay, you're with me." And he walked me out to a little yellow bus.
Like a Mears taxi type of, like a Mears van?
Like a van. Almost like a van. And it had 3 seats in the back, then 2 seats, then 3 seats, and then the driver.
Mm-hmm.
And there were already 2 families already in it when I got in. So it wasn't like a regular, it was like a big taxi.
Mm-hmm.
But those are very, in my opinion, for older people, they're awkward to get in and out of. Like those steps and stuff are quite
and you got to crawl into the back.
So if you're like there, thank goodness there was a family already in the very back, because there's no way I would have got all the way back there. So yeah, I was in the middle. I was the first drop. So quite honestly, if from that perspective, I was on the bus and here in like half an hour. But yeah, I didn't love the little taxi thing.
I would think most people would like that because then they're not in a big jumbo bus, and you would assume that you would have a much shorter, like maybe a shorter trip stops. Or something. Yeah, less stops. When we did it, when we walked all the way down, like they do have a little bit, like they have the QR codes that they have now. So like I think when we scanned in, it kind of just told us the row to go in or something like that too. Like it was, so it was like, oh, that's a little interesting. Like, cause I've always wondered, like, cause them and Sunshine Flyer, it's all QR codes, email you 24 hours before, like, before we just tapped our magic band when we arrived, right? And got the little thingy on the door 24 hours before to say when they were picking us up. But yeah, it looks like they have the technology works a little bit in that case, because I was like, I don't even think I needed to talk to anybody, because I tapped I scanned my QR code and it said go to row 6 or whatever.
So it told you whichever.
It told us where to go. I guess for when it's busier, that's probably.
Yeah, there was nobody there. There was nobody there when I got there. So and that's
probably why too, right? I guess that yeah, if it makes sense, I guess, to throw you on a little van instead of a big bus.
A big bus. Yeah. And there were buses out there with people on them, but yeah, I guess they were just trying to figure out where to put. And my flight was delayed a little as well, so maybe that had something to do with it. But I mean, it was okay. It was okay. I got to the front and got dropped off, and then I met our friends for dinner. So Carrie, dining reservations, seriously, like there were no dining reservations to be had. And while I was at the airport, I looked online and I got Olivia's for that night. So I messaged our friends and said, I got an Olivia's if you want to join me for dinner. And yeah, so they came and met me for dinner, which was great. I had my fried chicken and gravy.
Nice.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
It's like the best kept secret, Olivia's.
It is. It is.
We should stop talking about it.
I know, because now I'm like, kind of hungry. How am I going to fit in another chicken dinner before I leave? I am in a room that's pretty far from the front, though. Like, these rooms are a little dated. You know me, I love my Disney. They're big rooms. They're bigger than most rooms, but they could do a little sprucing up.
Well, I think they probably were renovated. Like, they have been fixed up a little bit, but they probably are due for. Do they still have carpet? They do, right?
They still have carpet.
They've been refreshed a smidge, but not too much. That's for sure.
Yeah. You know what?
Their rooms are big though, like you said. I think it's because the studio rooms, the way that they did the one, like the layout of them, they're like almost like, not really, but we'll just say for the sake, they're like they're like a triangle almost, or whatever, like, or
like
they're
a weird looking octagon or something.
Octagon-y, like not a square, or if it is a square, it's shifted so that it's a diamond or whatever. So the room has more space because the way they lay out the room is different because the shape is different. So so they are bigger, and the old Key West is the reason I've stayed there so many times is because it's the only studio DVC, or was, that has two proper full two queen beds.
Yeah.
So when you're traveling with
with somebody, and
then you don't have to snuggle on a queen or a queen bed. You can get two full beds.
Or a pull out. Yeah.
Those old DVC pullouts are not very comfy.
Oh, no. The new ones that come out of the wall are fine, but the old
I even think some of the newer pull-out beds are memory foam ones, so they are better too.
Mm-hmm.
But not the old school ones.
No. So I mean, I love the room. Like, it's big. I like that. I have my little kitchenette, so I'm making my tea. The bathroom is beautiful. It's got lots of room. Lots
of light and bright in the bathroom too, right? It's a nice,
for sure. Bathroom. But you know what gives it away is the TV.
The TV's tiny.
The TV is not even the size of my computer monitor at home.
But that room, so I think
no, I've talked about it before on the podcast. I don't have a TV in my bedroom at home. So for me, it's a huge treat when I'm on vacation to get into bed and like munch on snacks or whatever. Like, I had tea in bed the other day. Like, I don't do that at home. So to get into bed and watch TV. Right. So I get into bed, I turn on the TV. I can't see the TV guide on the TV. So I pull my glasses on. I still can't see the TV guide on the TV. I had to get out of bed and go walk and stand in front of the TV to see the TV guide. So there's no channel surfing because I can't see. So I have to pick a channel and that's it for the night.
But I want you to think about that. I'm pretty sure. So I always, like, Carol and I for the Pin event have stayed there more times than any other place, right? And I think the last time we stayed there, I was talking to her about that, like, because we thought the room was a smidge, like, it might have been a smidge refreshed, like the beds with underneath, like how they have the newer beds and whatever, and so it looked a little bit refreshed. But I was saying to her, like, if they redid this, like, how could they do this room any differently? Because we talked about the TV, like that little, like, where are they going to put a big TV? Like, how, like, that room with that weird triangle, octagon, whatever shaped room, like,
they'd have to put it on the triangle. Like, Carrie, that's the thing that gives it away, that this is an older room. Like, even the carpet I could live with. It's the TV, and there's one other thing that totally gives away how old this room is. Do you know that the safe has a key? Physical key.
I do.
So when I went to go lock up my laptop,
you're like, what am I going to do with this stupid thing?
the frick is this a key? So I literally have a key. The rooms don't have keys. There's nothing else here that has keys.
But you have to carry a key.
But I gotta carry a
key. But it is Old Key West is the very first DVC, right?
Yes.
So it's maybe they're just trying to keep it keep it retro keep it real. A little bit. Keep it real.
I love the artwork. Like I do. I love the resort. I love having a balcony. So that's huge for me because I love sitting out there and it's just so nice and peaceful.
But it's a huge resort. That's how we started talking about.
Yeah.
It's a big resort. Big. You're way in the.
There's no way I can't, even with a map, I cannot walk to the front. Like it's far. So I didn't get a preferred studio, which would be close to the main house. I'm pretty far back. I'm in building 33. So, and there's like 50 odd buildings, but I'm on Turtle Pond Road.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
You know that
so
one.
You're kind of in the middle. Turtle Pond Road.
Yeah. So
you can be farther back.
I know. The cast member told me it's like a good 15-minute walk. So at night when it's dark and there's water and there's snakes and there's stuff, I'm not walking. Plus, I'm not walking 15 minutes. So,
but how long is approximately the walk from the Contemporary to the Magic Kingdom?
I know, and I almost died last night doing that too. But I'll
15
tell you
minutes?
about that later.
Okay.
But that's a whole different thing. There's magic at the end of that one. Here, it's my little TV that I got to stand in front of if I want to figure out what's on TV. But so there's an internal bus system. So and every bus stops at the main house before it goes out to the parks. So basically I can jump on any bus to go to the main building. And those bus times on the app, Carrie, oh my gosh, they are they're good.
Good.
From my room I can see the bus stop out my window. And it'll
so just for fun, you're just check. Oh, let the app says there's a Epcot bus coming. Well, lo and behold, there it is.
Honestly, if it says the bus is coming in 3 minutes, I grab my bag, I put on my shoes, I'm out the door, and by the time I get to the bus stop, it's there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. So I've used the internal bus a couple times just to one night I went up to grab something to eat, and then I took the bus back. I met a lovely family. Oh my gosh, Carrie. So I'm waiting for my food, and this grandfather, he's like, look, the coffee's free. It's the only free thing you're gonna get at Disney, blah, blah, blah. So he's yapping away, he's filling up his mug, whatever. And the guy, like his son, he's like, Pop, that's not free. Look, they charge you for it. You see it on the price list there. That's not free. Put it back. So he's like, Father's like, nah, it must be free. It must be free. Anyway, the man had, no kidding, 10 kids with him, Carrie.
Wow.
10.
That's a lot of kids.
I said to him, 10 kids? And he says, well, 7 of them are mine. But then 7, 10, what difference does it make? So we brought our niece and nephews.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah. So $160 in food he was picking up for them. They had just arrived. They drove down. I can't remember where he said they were from. But the funniest part, so then they're asking all sorts of questions because they've never been before. And Genie and blah, blah, blah. The grandfather was absolutely convinced that they needed to be in the park at 7 a.m. to book their lightning lanes. So
that's awesome.
I managed to set them a little bit straight with that. But they were lovely. They were such a nice family. But I love, it's so fun, Carrie, meeting people and just chatting with them and where are you from and how are you liking it? And yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah. So that was nice. So that was my internal bus system. Night waiting for the bus with them. But yeah, so far so good.
What have you been up to?
I've been to all the parks except Animal Kingdom. Are you
gonna go in Animal Kingdom?
I'm not
probably not.
It's so much walking. Carrie, the only thing that I'm sure of from this trip is that I need to move more when I get home. I am absolutely exhausted. My legs feel like they're gonna fall off some days. Last night, I think I told you I would have paid $1,000 for a scooter if somebody would have given me one to get to the bus stop. Yeah.
$1,000.
Yeah.
So,
oh, and I've done Disney Springs too. I did Disney Springs too.
Right.
Yeah.
But you went on TRON. So your first day here. So your first, right? That was your first day.
That was my very first day.
You figured get it over with. Let's get her done.
Well, no, I didn't really have a choice. So
and that was Easter. That was Easter Monday.
Because our friend is like a handy dab at doing lightning lanes. So I had dinner with them the night before, and then the next morning, 7 a.m., he texts me he got us a lightning lane.
And he got the virtual queue.
The virtual queue. And I'm like, what?
A horseshoe? Is he dealing horseshoes?
We were in boarding group 9. So there was no time to second guess, nothing. I had to be on the bus and at the park by 9 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was probably a good thing, right? That I didn't have time. Because I had originally said to him, and I think I said this to you, I was going to pay for it. Because I've heard that the virtual queue line, like you're still waiting in line for 40, 45 minutes. So I thought, well, if I pay for it, then at least maybe it's like 10 or 15 minutes and I don't have time to work myself up into a frenzy. Because, Carrie, when you're standing there, it's flying over you. Like you can't, there's no looking away and thinking about other things.
Vroom, vroom. You just see or does it go swoosh? What noise does it make as it goes overhead?
Screaming. That's the noise. That's screams.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, Carrie. So, but
okay, back to your story.
So we did the virtual, and actually the line wasn't bad for the virtual, and I guess it's because it was first thing in the morning. So
early in the morning, yeah.
Yeah. So, we did the virtual queue. We were blabbing and taking pictures and stuff. So I was pretty much distracted there. It's kind of cool. So you go in and you get a locker. So this is, you don't take nothing with you. Strip everything off, put it in the locker. So you swipe your magic band, put your stuff in the locker, and then just remember the locker number, whatever. You can take your phone with you. So there's a little doohickey thingy on the front of the motorcycle, like that you can slide open, and it'll just barely fit a phone. Fun fact, it also fits a phone with glasses in case you forget to take those off and put them in the locker like I did.
Like you need to take you shouldn't wear glasses either. That's how quick it goes.
Well, I did see they have those nets under the under the track outside, and I saw a couple pairs of glasses on it. So I would not wear your glasses.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I put my glasses and my phone in there, and it's similar but different to Flight of Passage.
Like the ride vehicle's the same? Like how similar is the ride? How similar is it to it? Like it's got to lock you in a little bit better, for goodness sakes, because you don't really go anywhere on Flight of Passage.
Exactly. But it's the whole straddling thing. But the difference is Flight of Passage, you can kind of walk onto it. Like it's short. Like you squat on it. This ain't short, Carrie. If somebody had a video camera, it would have been America's Funniest Home Videos, Fran trying to get her leg up over the motorcycle. So I had no issue. I was worried I wasn't going to fit, but I had no issue fitting. It was getting my leg up and over.
Interesting.
And then my foot got stuck going on and coming off. Like, honest to goodness, that was my biggest challenge. Like, if you're not limber and stretchy and whatever, or even if you're shorter.
Yeah.
So,
well, think if you had a little bit of, just a smidge bit of limited mobility, right? Like with a knee or a hip or something, right? Like, you're fine, but you know.
Yeah. That was hard. So that was really hard because you literally have to like kick your leg over like you're getting on a motorcycle, which is kind of cool. And I did see, so the lady in front of us, this family in front of us, she had a fanny pack on, and they made her get off and go put it in the locker.
Oh, wow.
And it was a little small fanny pack. So nothing comes with you.
That's probably, that's the only Disney ride that has a mandatory locker check, right?
Yeah. Which is funny. I've always wondered why Rock and Roller Coaster didn't.
What about once you get on your motorcycle, then does it just sort of flip up like the Flight of Passage behind you, or how does it hold you in?
You grab the handlebars and you pull the handlebars towards you, and then the back comes down. Like if you think of like a beetle, you know, like the shell of a beetle, and it kind of comes down over top of you, and then I think it kind of grabs your legs a little bit too. But it's almost like this shell envelops you. Like I still had room.
And then it just locks in.
Yeah. And then it locks in. So it was comfortable from that perspective. The handlebars are a little rough. So if you're like me and you're gripping the handlebars for dear life, it was a little...
You need to moisturize when you're done?
It was a little moisturized, Carrie. When I got off that motorcycle, there was sweat on the motorcycle. Like, I felt like I needed to qualify for the people. I did not pee my pants on this ride. This is sweat. I was sweating so bad because I was just like, the nerves.
Oh man, that's awesome.
It is not like Guardians.
Yeah.
I was not sick.
Excellent.
It's thrilling. It takes off like
nobody's business.
Yeah, like
fast.
It's fast. And when you think it's hit the maximum speed, it goes faster.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then it slows down. So it's kind of, the takeoff is pretty whoa. But you know what? It's short. So I see lots of people complaining, and I guess if you've waited like an hour and a half to get on the ride,
or paid
$30, you know, being short is a bad thing. For people like me, it was just the right amount of thrill. Like, I was glad. I was very happy, enjoyed, fun. I'm good, thanks. Now we can get off. So I was happy when it was done. It was like, okay, that's the right time for me.
I think it too. Like if it's something, it's not like you don't have to pay for it. But if you're able to get the virtual queue, or later when you're able to stand in a standby line, like I think people will always enjoy it, because I think it sounds like it's thrilling enough that people will wait in line for it, like they wait for Space Mountain or whatever.
Exactly.
Right? So it hits all the marks. It's just
It was a bit and we were further back in the thing so that I could see the bikes in front of us. So when we got inside, I still kind of knew where I was going, which was nice. And they do, I think we talked about it, our friends did it, but they do have seats at the back of some of them. Instead of getting on a motorcycle, you can actually sit in a seat at the back of the train.
That's cool.
So that, you know, I might have to do that if I can't figure out if I'm going to do it again. I don't know about getting my leg up over that motorcycle again.
You can do it.
I don't know, Carrie.
I'm with you. I'll help you.
You'll help me. You're going to have a harder time than me. You're a bit shorter than me.
I'm sure I'm going to have to I'm just going to run for it. Just be like, move it. I'm going to step back a couple. I'm going to be like, I need a little bit of space.
Yeah.
I'm going to run for it.
You'd need to.
Shorty.
Yeah. It was, but it was fun. It was fun. I was glad I did it. And I went back over there last night to get some pictures in the dark.
It looks beautiful.
I didn't go back on it. Yeah, it's a beautiful area. And now the walkway's open again back over to Fantasyland.
That's awesome.
Which is nice.
Like, imagine that.
Yeah.
I know, like the one the one YouTuber that I watch, Justin Scard, he got to go down and ride it, and he was saying, like, his review was like, it was thrilling and it's good or whatever, but he wasn't like, wow, whatever. But one thing that he said from like a Disney fan perspective is like, because he always he tries to stay positive too, right? Like if he says that's his personal thing, then that's his personal thing. But he's always trying to stay positive. So what he said was like, as a Disney fan, like even if you don't love it, like you can't really be mad at it, because look what they've put in Tomorrowland. Like they didn't take anything away. They found some new space. They've kind of incorporated it. It looks fantastic. It just adds like a whole other feel to that area. Like there's, even if you think, well, it's 2 minutes, it costs $30 and blah, 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 blah. You can't be mad as a Disney fan. You can't be mad at it. They didn't mess anything up. Like you can't say, oh, they've wrecked tomorrow. They've wrecked it because like there's this big behemoth. It's beautiful. It like glows. It's and gorgeous, it really.
Perfectly.
And it fits. Yeah.
Yeah. He's 100% right.
I thought that's a good way to look at it, right? Like, and I don't know, like if any true Disney fans would really hate it, but that's what he said. Like, you can't be mad at it. You can't. No. Whether you love it or you think it's okay or whatever, he's like, wow, like that.
And it doesn't take away from Space Mountain at all either. Mm-hmm. Like when you're looking at the park, it doesn't take away from that at all.
It's really it's well done in that perspective too. So
yeah, no, they did a really good job. And yeah, so I was very happy.
You can imagine like being able to walk through it and walk under it and have that path, like you said, the old path is back. Like,
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. The only thing I haven't done yet that I really wanted to do was the train. It was so it's been. I didn't realize that there are spring breaks this week. So it's been a bit.
And then the marathon, or not marathon, but marathon. The Run Disney.
So
this weekend too.
Like
what a couple of weeks.
Lines. There were huge lines to get on the train. I'm like, yeah, no.
It's busy when.
Exactly.
Like at Disneyland, the train's always busy because people just ride, like they like to ride the train, but I don't know.
Exactly. So I'm gonna try to get that done this week. But yeah, it was good. So TRON was good.
That's awesome.
Got to do
what else did you do?
Flower and Garden.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love the topiaries at Epcot. They're just beautiful. I did get to see Epcot Forever.
Yes.
Oh,
your fave.
It's funny. It's funny how many people message me and they're like, I don't like it. And maybe it's not as visually stimulating, I guess. You know, it doesn't have quite the same fireworks and stuff as some of the other shows. But to me, the nostalgia of Epcot Forever, and like I tear up hearing Walt's voice. When Walt talks in that, I get all choked up. So it was it was emotional for me. It's
got like what was the one that was there just that they're taking down the barges? What was it called? I can't remember.
What was it called? I can't even remember. It's beautiful, but
people complained about that. The Disney fans didn't really like it. Was so maybe people will love this one, the recall of this one because because the other one's gone. And Illuminations was like yeah, right. Like maybe because we saw it so many times. Like it was like if you hadn't seen it in a while and you watched it, you'd be like, this is pretty spectacular. Pretty cool. You know, it is kind of cool, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't what I love about Epcot Forever, and Illuminations, you didn't have to be right on the water to appreciate it. And that's my big beef with everything is, you know, with the projections and blah blah blah. You got to be there, you got to see them. That just So this I kind of like. I did get to do Fantasmic again. So in December when I was here, Fantasmic, like there were some boats missing and some things that I was kind of like,
I don't know if you call them boats. I call them a raft. At Disneyland, they have boats.
Okay, whatever, the rafts. But there weren't as many performers. Like it seemed a little scarce. If you'd never seen the show before, you would never have noticed. But I noticed.
Yeah.
But this time, like they're back. Everything's back.
Good.
So I got to meet one of our podcast listeners. She came to meet me at Hollywood Studios. And she came with me to Fantasmic. So I did the second showing of Fantasmic. Carrie, why don't we do this all the time?
So not busy? Because we're usually we're done.
Yeah. So when you go in and there's like all of those sections that you can sit in, there were 3 sections full. That's it. It was fantastic. So
Fantasmic was fantastic.
It was. And it was great. Like it was a little windy, so we did get wet from the water spray, even though we were further back. But yeah, it was great.
Well, that's good to hear.
All the performers were back. Everything. It was a good show. Got to see that. Yeah, got to see the movie thing. So they do that projection on the Chinese theater.
Yep. So that's back too.
Yep. Got to see that.
Is it a what's the theme of it? Is it like Pixar or something?
All Hollywood. So like they had everything.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was fun. I spent some time, of course, in Galaxy's Edge, just watching people come in and be like,
people watch.
Yeah,
in
overwhelmed. Yeah, yeah, I love doing that.
Did they have Baby Yoda there?
They do, but I never saw him.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think he just comes and roams around, like he walks around with Mando.
Yeah, so I didn't get to see him, but yeah, and then Magic Kingdom, did Disney Springs.
You've done some You've done some retail therapy.
I have. So fun fact, Vera Bradley, at the Vera Bradley store, you do not get your DVC or annual pass discounts on Disney merchandise at Vera Bradley at Disney Springs.
Ooey.
However, if you buy the Vera Bradley in a park,
you get your discount.
You get your discount. Yeah.
So you're like, bye-bye, Vera. I'll see you never.
Well, yeah. So I was asking the guy, because I went back to buy this little bag. So I posted it online, FYI. I post the story and say, everybody tell me I don't need this bag. One person told me I didn't need it.
Who do you know? Who did they? Do you know them personally?
No, I don't. Okay. Everybody I know personally was like, "Of course you do." So I did go to the Magic Kingdom last night and bought it.
Nice.
And I figured while I was there, so it's funny. I was over at Bay Lake Tower, watched the fireworks, and it was like 9:30, and getting a lift at 9:30 after the fireworks is next to impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So then it was like, Magic Kingdom's open till 11. I could go get my purse and go get some pictures of Tron at night with like nobody around. So I did. Carrie, I thought I was going to die. This was after a day of like being at Disney Springs and walking around. And yeah, I thought my legs were going to fall off.
They were jelly.
They were jelly. Going back to, do you know how far those buses are at the end of the night?
Yeah, very far.
Yeah. And
then, of course,
miles. My bus was there and I saw it when I rounded the corner, and I'm thinking, I don't know how many more buses there's going to be tonight. So I didn't run because, I don't run, but I jogged. And then by the time I got to the bus, I thought, oh, this is it. I don't know if I can get off the bus when it gets to my stop. Yeah. I didn't get back to my room till like midnight, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. Party animal.
Party animal.
I got my bag. That's all
at the park.
Yeah, but then I was very late waking up this morning, so
that's okay. Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
You had a long day.
So that's my big trip report so far, Carrie.
So far? Well, that's good. That's just enjoying yourself, doing what you want to do.
I am very much so.
And the weather's beautiful. Like, it hasn't been there's been extremely hot, right? It's been
it hasn't been extremely hot, which is how I got burnt, because I didn't realize how hot it was. Because there's been a really nice breeze, which is lovely. Yeah. Yeah. So cool. I didn't realize how hot it was, and then I kind of got burnt the other day. But that weather app, that AccuWeather weather app, is accurate, Carrie, within minutes. So the other day when I was at Epcot, I would look at the app and it would say rain starting in 14 minutes. So 10 minutes later, I find a little seat in the shade, like under a canopy or something. And lo and behold, it would start raining. But I'd have my seat because I got there before everybody else knew it was going to rain. I shouldn't be telling people about this app. And then it would stop. Like, it would say rain stopping in 7 minutes. Finish. Rain shower over. I'd keep walking, and then it would say it's going to start again. I would find a shelter. It was fantastic. I never got wet. Yeah. And I always had a seat.
Good plans.
Yeah. So that worked out well.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have an umbrella.
I did. But I didn't, why bother? Why bother if I know it's coming and I can find, plus my legs needed a break.
Of course, yeah, that's fine.
It was a good thing to have a snack.
Everyone. You'd have a bottle of water. I'd be like, let's find a snack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So far so good, but I've still got like another 5 days here before the next part of my trip when I go on my cruise. So
we'll check in and find out how the next 5 days.
Yeah.
Get into some shenanigans, will you? So we got something to talk about.
I'll do my very best. I'll do my very best, Carrie.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
So
we're at that time,
Carrie.
At
that time. I know. I was gonna
have you got pixie dust this week?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are you gonna share it or are you gonna make me guess?
Yes. I'll give you 3 guesses. Well, I have my pixie dust is something that gave me joy is that there something that gave me joy is that there's a Muppets promo ad that just came out for Animal Kingdom, and it makes me laugh and it's awesome. I sent it to you, but you didn't watch it.
I haven't watched it yet because you just sent it to me before we jumped on the call.
So it's like because Muppets Mayhem is coming, or the new show that's coming on Disney Plus on I think it's May 10th or whatever. There's all kinds of Muppets now. Like they're doing promo ads and whatever. So with it being the Earth Day and the anniversary of Animal Kingdom and Earth Month or whatever, they made up like a 3-minute promo with Kermit and Animal Kingdom. And like they go on like Expedition Everest, and Animal like is funny because he says it's his kingdom because it's called Animal Kingdom. Anyway, so that brought me joy, and it may be silly that it brought me joy, but it's also like just realizing like because of the new Muppet show coming on Disney Plus that there'll be Muppets. There'll just be more Muppets around, like little videos and things like that. And hopefully, I did watch the full trailer for the show too, and it looks like it'll be interesting. I hope it's funny, and I'll like it no matter what. But I hope they do it. I hope it's a home run. More people, little people watching Muppets. That's all that
for sure. And then there's going to be, hopefully, that means more Muppets in the parks, more representation around.
Mm-hmm. So
if it takes off, you never know.
It's a little Muppet joy for me.
That's awesome. I will watch it. I will watch it.
Yeah, I hope so. You better.
I will.
What's your pixie dust?
My pixie dust is so when we're recording this, yesterday, my sister, well, 2 of my sisters and my brother-in-law drove down to Florida. So my sister Becky, we've talked about her before on the podcast, and her bone marrow transplant with leukemia last year. She was cleared for travel. So she arrived last night, and it was very bittersweet to see her and welcome her at Bay Lake Tower, and she got to eat in the Contempo Cafe. We went over and she had some food there, and then they got to watch the fireworks. We watched the fireworks from their balcony at Bay Lake, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, it was nice.
You posted a picture of Becky on the balcony with the Magic Kingdom behind her, and she looked fantastic, and she's all smiley, and the picture's just perfect. Yeah. The background's glowing, she's glowing.
Yeah. She was so happy. It's hard to believe that it was a year ago because it was probably 6 months before that when she was diagnosed, and we didn't even know if she'd be strong enough to undergo a bone marrow transplant. And a year later, here she is, and
awesome.
She's here, and it's incredible. It's incredible. So
that is pixie dust. The pixie dust all around.
Yeah. Yeah. So our sister Jean, and her husband Mike drove down with her. Becky loves to drive down, which is hilarious because I asked them, Carrie, like last night after they arrived, I'm like, so would you drive again? And Mike's like, no, I don't think so. Like they forget how long the drive is until you're actually doing it. So, yeah.
So the next installment of your trip report, you can tell us how
it's been with Becky. Yeah, because we were talking to Jean and Mike last night that the last time they were here was the year my mom died, which was, I can't even tell you how long ago. So yeah, it's like they'd never even seen Bay Lake Tower.
Oh wow, that'll be interesting.
So when Jean's like, I don't remember this. I'm like, yeah, remember there was a little building here, the little side building. She's like, that's what I thought Bay Lake Tower was. I'm like, no, it's a tower. Yeah. So fun times.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'll have, I'm sure I'll have some shenanigans to talk to you and share with you on the next
I'm sure there will be some. There's going to have to be some fun stories. And if not, tell them if after day 2.5 there isn't, you tell them they better hurry up and give us some fun stories. So
sounds good.
We got a podcast to record.
I'll make sure I tell them. Awesome. Well, until next time, if you guys have enjoyed the podcast, please leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcast if you can, and share us with friends, family, anybody you think that might enjoy Muppet lovers, our shenanigans. And then we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Pixie Dust Fan Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode.
Make sure you're following us on your favorite podcast player so you'll get a new episode every week. And find us on social media too. We'd love to hear from you.
Till next time, remember, you are never too old to be young. Chase your dreams and design your own happily ever after.